Hey guys, it's Starkin coming at you with another game of hardcore Minecraft. Pick it up where we left off, unable to put one sentence together, giving Garuda his ritual seed for the morning, and now we're going to be striking off into the distance here in a bit once we manage a bit of inventory. And by that I mean acquire more charcoal, need to get another fish. Oh, sitting on the box, that's funny. I note that they do that to like furnaces and such sometimes, which is both like endearing and incredibly obnoxious, which, you know, classic cat dichotomy. Alright, so I think I'm just going to cut a couple of wood, and that'll give us some charcoal for when we arrive again. Because, you know, if I was playing like in my survival world, I tend much more towards obsessive amounts, but I try to stay like relatively swift with this world. Now I think I'm gonna make one more bucket, maybe. No, I think one is fine. It would kind of be good to have two. That way I could use one for a path and then one for like evasion, and or like Enderman sort of, you know, solving. So I think, yeah, that's what I'll do. Do I have any iron bars already smelted? I should. Yes. And I have to go to a table. Did you see that? I drew a shape. I know, right? I'm probably never gonna learn how to do that right. It took a super long time, but it occurred to me that I could try. And I think buckets stack. Yeah, they stack, and so you can fill them individually, but then they won't stack once they're filled. So there, you can just sort of get all of your buckets at one time, which is good for like mass crop irrigation and the like. But speaking of things that are good, I think, yeah, we're going to just do a little bit of inventory management, and then it's back to underground for us. And we're going to want a ton of those. We've got one bed. We're just going to need another iron pickaxe, certainly. What's the shape of a pickaxe? You go like so. Amazing. Nope, not amazing. I forgot to bring it into my inventory. That's pretty funny. Okay, so I don't know how to do it right. Apparently having too many things in the stack made it more difficult to pick up. So anyway, you know, baby steps. We're going to carry that in our inventory, and the iron pickaxe will no doubt break because, well, this little adventure, it shouldn't be too long. I need to get on it, or I'm not going to have time to begin at all. But this little adventure is not supposed to take forever. I don't have all day. Wish I did. I'd love to have all day, but unfortunately I do not. I have pressing and unavoidable real life obligations. It's not very punk rock to pay your rent, but it does feel good to get it done. So it is, you know, the relentless march of capitalism, and I am merely on the beat of the drum as we come into the depths, noting not for the first time that it's pretty nice to have so many torches here in the deep. But it looks like now we're finally getting to an area that we hadn't lit up entirely, so very well could be an enemy or two. Probably not 7. That's the sound of bones. That's the sound of bones. We take 1 hit, which is fine. We're just going to keep on going, eat some bread. And now he's going to keep advancing on us, which is going to be pretty easy. We're going to go to the axe pretty soon. Drop. And a couple of hits in the head later. He's toast. This is going to be a good little spot for a little bit of iron. Probably not too much. Just depends on how big this vein is. I don't know if there's any way looking at iron to know how deep it's going to go. But like all mineral veins that I've interacted with anyway, they go directly in a line. So once you don't find any connecting to them, you don't have to go any further around it. That's the end of the node. Like there, that one was a single one, at least I think it was. And, you know, there is something to be said for getting some torches here into the upper reaches, not least that there potentially could be like exposed iron or whatnot on the ceiling, but also that you might find yourself in interesting areas. So where are we at now? This is 40. And I just took the torches out of my inventory, which is a terrible mistake. But we're going to put them right back, or rather off of the hotbar there, still in my inventory. That would be beyond a mistake, a blunder. I think at this point, water route down makes a lot of sense. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go up to the top and water down. All the way up to the top. Yeah, I think that's the move. And this should be able to avoid a couple of torches, but this is also going to make it much easier to traverse up and down this area here. With the beauty of gravity, we're going to be able to descend safely and more easily ascend with, okay, yeah, wonderful. It goes down quite far. We are going to sort of float right here. There's a skeleton shooting at us, not sure where, so we're just going to get a little bit more vertical first. Get out the bow and arrow if need be. Alright, where's Old Bones at? We're just going to make a little bit of space here in this wall so that we can peek out. And also there's iron on the ceiling there, which I totally remembered, not just an ad hoc explanation for my movements. And even more iron, which again was a thing I absolutely did remember, as you'll all note. Alright, so where are the shots coming from? There's the break of the iron pickaxe, which we were actually gunning for. So we can go much further down, but I was getting iron out of a wall halfway through, and then we took a shot. So I just want to get a little bit further in here so that, you know, if the darkness is right beside you, then any spawns will be right beside you as well. But a little bit of breathing room goes a long way for making you feel secure if you're me. And we're just going to be able to basically run up all the way here. Probably not water down, because that would be my only other bucket. But yeah, there we go. And this is at 62, so if we just dig like sideways for a bit, we would find daylight. And there you go. This is how to get into that segment. So basically, I am just showing that if you take every strange path you come across, you will run back into what you already know. But since we're at the surface, it is a good time to refill our water bucket and smelt some iron, pick up some more charcoal, etc. But yeah, it's no wonder that this village is cursed. Not only did I not do a really great job of protecting them, I did knock down a lot of the berry bushes, which might have been helping to protect them. Although, you know, I don't know that. It would be unfortunate if it turned out to be true, and I was a terrible person. It could happen to anyone. Here we go, Garuda. Here's a nice seed. You don't think I'm terrible. Good bird. But we're just going to toss some of our stuff from the inventory in there and get back to it. There's no point in hanging around too long. Garuda's a nice brave bird. Get your face inside the door, Garuda. It's a jungle out there. Here in Sheep Chop World, oh, well, you know, since the night is falling, it is sensible enough to lay down. Pet rock in one hand, pet bird in the other hand. A nice, restful night for a nice, restful adventure. It's almost enough to forget that my life is always on the line. Have I gotten in a single fight in this whole video? No, I think I heard the skelly and then I bailed, right? Yeah. But of course, moving quickly and evasively... Oh, we're almost out of fuel in the furnace. That is unfortunate indeed. We almost broke the system. And that means that I will spend a few more moments remembering that the hoe is not on the hotbar, which is the efficient tool for breaking leaves, but it's kind of annoying leaving the floating tree caps, but it's fast to do this, and I don't mind. I think, like, in the long run, it would be kind of funny having just a bunch of floating trees, at least if they didn't have, like, the tailings there. But you could do, like, this annoying jump thing where you can eventually break it sometimes, but sometimes you lose progress. And, yeah, here we go. So, fill up the charcoal, and that'll be 13 more charcoal for whenever we want it. Which is a, you know, broadly speaking, I would call that a good amount of charcoal. Before I go... Okay, so last time I threw down the axe again. Great. So last time before I went down, I didn't really have wood on me, which is really, like, quite careless. Obviously, if anything had happened, like I had fat-fingered a bed down a slope, or I needed to make a crafting table for whatever reason, or one of my tools broke and I needed to make, you know, like a stone shovel or whatever, not having a crafting table would be, like, just a really careless move. And so we're going to carry a few with us when we go. But first, just a couple of sticks, another brace of torches take us up almost to the max, and we're just going to throw the seeds in there because I don't want to be bothered to get any more of them out. Going to put a small amount of cobblestone into the top. That's just because I think I might need some amount of it smelted, and that'll be a nice thing. So now, of course, there's basically no villagers to speak of. Oh, that was right. I needed a shield. It's like there was some very good reason why I didn't want to go into the depths yet. And now we'll have a backup one. Here with our inventory, we're finally ready to think about starting to adventure. No, that's not fair. I've already been adventuring. So we're just going to toss the ingots in there. We are not going to need them. That axe is going to last for, I mean, an extended period of combat underground. I wouldn't worry about the axe, but we're just going to run back down this way and run in a direction that's dark until okay, Enderman, we're actually fine, though, because we are in water. I am going to taunt him because we're in water. I'm not going to get close to him, though. I'm going to shoot him with my bow and arrow repeatedly. Literally can't hurt me. That Enderman can't hurt me, he's not real. That Enderman can't hurt me, he's not real. That Enderman can't hurt me, I am safe. Sometimes if you just sing yourself a silly little song, you won't feel afraid. Alright, I am, like, really bad at Enderman archery, apparently. He is, like, big mad, I think is the proper way to describe this. But I'm going to be careful to stay inside of the water, and I have my shield. And, you know, as long as he wants to keep having this fight while I'm entirely safe, I'm okay. He is so angry. Alright, finally got another hit on him. And a third one. Yes! Yes! Alright, there we go. So that is how to safely kill an Enderman from the inside of water with a shield. I feel like I got too amped about that. But if you've watched some of the past, you'll know why I am happy to get such a result. And this is going to take us pretty far down. That is exciting. I'm not worried about this creeper. I just, I don't want it around my torches. Got a little bit of iron there. So I'm just going to, yep, pop them there. They barely make a mark, barely. Blows up half of the expanse. They don't do too much damage to stone comparatively to other materials. There's probably, like, I imagine they don't damage obsidian at all, but I've been wrong before. It would make sense if they couldn't, since obsidian is such a huge hassle to break. Although I did notice on my survival world that with an efficiency 5 diamond pick, I think it's 5, yeah, 5, obsidian breaks in just really a few seconds, which is nice. But what was that down there? You know, the important thing is that we're going to be smart, get the water on the hotbar, because if there's another Enderman, we are going to want to be able to grab it. And I think I'm going to just make that waterfall come all the way down for ease of motion. If I can. I'm not going to pretend to really understand too much of how you can get water to move, but a little bit of verticality is usually all you need. Just you figure out where the flow is going to be willing to break into. And then as long as there's a slope, don't let me say an actual number, but you know, an actual number of times, then it'll keep on going. See, and after an actual number of times, it just gradually keeps on falling down, you know, gracefully. I would describe it as gracefully, languidly, like waterfalls. There are words for the way that water is, and I know them. For example, fluent. You'd think that it's just for language, but it is actually for the motion of water, and I'm pretty sure that describing language that way is derived from describing water in the first place, but don't quote me on that. You can quote me on that it is a descriptor for water, because I am a bad poet, and that is the sort of stuff that is my business to know. You're going to need a lot of minor words for water if you don't want to repeat yourself. You would be shocked or not at how often you need to talk about water, or not, in poems, but you should certainly know how you want to describe it for when you get there. And now we're here in the depths again, but of course this is a little bit different. Redstone? Redstone! Magnificent. I was going to say this is a little bit different than before, but this is the same as before. We are going down. We have found deep slate, only markedly happier this time, because now... Come on, where's the slope? There we go. And with the epic soundtrack, we have now found our way into the depths. We're getting so much iron. Oh man, feeling good. The problem is we're about to be in a vast, open, dark place. The good thing is that we have water, so we have a very quick escape route if we need it. Of course, the longer I talk to myself here, the more dangerous it becomes, right? Because if the area is unsafe, then spawns are going to happen. Speaking of, there's a skeleton, but we are not going to be dissuaded from the motherlode. The glorious first redstone dust. The glorious second redstone dust. Oh man, how big is this node? Am I going to get like 6 out of it? Well, I don't know a whole lot about redstone, but I know 6 is a lot more than 0. And while in a previous world I had what I call cleric towers, it's probably what the community calls them because they are shaped like towers and contain clerics, but I don't know for sure. But they were the generating structures that had the cleric villager. And all right, so what do I have here? I have tough blocks, and I have a skeleton that I absolutely know for a fact is here. So we're gonna go and kill the skelly, wherever he may be. And of course, we won't kill him anywhere he isn't, because that would be challenging in a way that is unlikely to be satisfying for me or others. So where did he go, George? Creeper about to pop. No biggie. Alright. Now he's trying to bring... Oh, that zombie, he just wanted to change. He was bringing the torch, you know? He was tired of living in the dark. He wanted things to be better. And so anyway, I hit him with my axe. We are now at 0, where the tough blocks live. Alright, so I hit him a couple times with this torch because I had it in my inventory. They still take enough knockback from nothing where you shouldn't be like, oh no, all I have is this salmon, you know, now I'm doomed. Like, no, just hit him with your fish. Alright. It's just this guy. Sprint, drop hit, block, nope, failed. But the important thing is that I notice that my food is down. I need to get like a heads-up display in the middle of the screen, which I hopefully indicate with my real human hand, in case you couldn't figure out what I meant by saying the middle of the screen. You know, habits. I know you're saying, how could you develop that habit? Well, because I lied about it being a habit. Sometimes I point at things, like iron and walls, or creepers, or me not understanding when they're going to blow up and when they won't. I mean, no, it doesn't matter. None of my stuff was around. But we're finding good old chunks of iron down here. Feels very good. That was a pretty large vein. I'm like vaguely concerned that it's going to be impossible to find my way up, but it won't be really. Lapis! Glorious. You know, this is some of what I was down here for. First lapis picked up. And of course, you can never, ever have enough lapis. Not if you want to live the enchanting life. I mean, you could eventually get enough. You could sometimes ever have enough lapis. You could occasionally find yourself in possession of an adequate amount. But speaking of adequate amounts, that is an adequate amount of torches in that room to make me feel safe. I don't like that. That's the sound of a witch, isn't it? And I'm out of torches. Alright. That's the poison. I just need to win this fight right now. Well. Well. I went too far down, didn't have a route out. Should have had a different plan there, because I heard the witch cackling. I had milk in the inventory. I could have tried to run. I had just so much space that was free. But, well, you know, sometimes that's how it goes. Man. Stupid move. Stupid move. But that is, you know, sometimes that's just the way that it is. You've got your plans, you adventure, you have your fun times. That's the first redstone I've ever mined in hardcore, the first lapis I've ever mined in hardcore. I now understand Nothing about witches, but definitely I thought like if I could just come in, close in, and hit them that it would work out, but I was wrong. But there's this meditation, and I forgot what the number is, which is bad. Yes, 1221. That I think will be appropriate for this circumstance. It goes that before long you'll be no one and nowhere, like all the things you see now, all the people now living. Everything's destiny is to change, to be transformed, to perish, so that new things can be born. And I find some comfort in that meditation as we look down for the last time at this hardcore world. It was good, you know. I feel like I learned a lot. I had a much more aggressive start. I'm better at finding iron. I all in all, it's good. Next time it's going to be, you know, different. Who knows where I'll start out? Who knows what adventures I'll get into? What pets I'll meet along the way, and what adventures will follow from that. But I really hope you've enjoyed. Uh, until next time, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And you know, life is very long. Hardcore worlds sometimes aren't. But thanks for being with me on this one, and really excited to see where the next one is going to take us.